So in this case, it's the carburetor, and more specific, the needle in the seat in here. It's not. It's staying open. So when you shut this machine off and come back a day or two, sometimes not even that, what's happening is the fuel is just going through here and filling up the carburetor like it's supposed to, but the bowl won't shut. You know, the needle is left open, so it continues to fill up the carburetor and then back feeds into your engine and fills up your, you know, your engine with fuel. And then when you go to start it, it's trying to compress that fuel, which it can't. It just, you know, can't do it. So again, it acts like it's a dead battery. Now this is the original carburetor, so it's 98, so it's it's seen its day. So there is an easy fix for it, and I've done that. Years ago I put this in. You could just put a valve in like this, but then when you mow, after you're done mowing, you got to remember to turn it off so the gas won't flow in. You know, that's provided your carburetor was working fine. It's just you have this problem where it won't, you know, the needle in the seat won't seal, and it's allowing gas to flow in and, you know, like I said, clog everything up. So the you can do this easy fix, but again, this carburetor started messing up, and I did this. I knew this thing was leaking from a while back, but now it's starting to be, it's hunting. The engine won't stay running. And this does have, I believe, let me take this hood off. Alright, so this carburetor, it has a fixed jet. It's got the old solenoid on it, and but it does have a low speed adjuster. So this carburetor was tunable. It's a Walbro carburetor. But like I said, it's starting to hunt now, and to go ahead and get a kit and, you know, clean this carburetor up, it's just not worth it when you could buy a, in fact I've already done it for $23 I think it was, a little kit you can get that comes with a brand new carburetor, comes with a spark plug, comes with an air filter and a pre-filter for 20-something. So I just wanted to show you how easy this is to going to be replace this. So let me get started. And well, first of all, if you have this problem, an easy way to get the gas out is just take your spark plug out, just completely out, and kind of hide this thing, because it does produce electricity, and you're going to have gas in there. You don't want it spitting out towards your electric there. Alright, so an easy way to tell if if your engine's full of gas, if your spark plug is completely soaked wet, chances are you got this problem. And all you got to do is get that fuel out of there is just crank her over, and you'll see it come out. Once it's all dry. Alright, so I already unhooked this solenoid from the carb. Again, the kit I bought comes with this air filter and everything, which I don't know if this actually needs one, but I can see it's got some mouse damage in there, so pre-filter. So I'll get this off. I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. So you got to shut your fuel off. I have a fuel shut off, so I'm going to shut the fuel off. If you don't have a fuel shut off, you're going to have to pinch this off with a pair of vice grips or something, because your gas is just going to keep flowing. So don't forget to pinch that off. Get this sucker off. That doesn't look that bad, but I've got a new one anyway. So alright, so I think we're going to need a 10. Looks like a 10. So I'm going to take these two off, and there's a breather here. Let me get the camera set. So I don't know if I mentioned it's a 16 horsepower Kohler, but these Scots came with a variety of engines. 17 horse Kohler. They have a Intech. Wheels about to fall off. They have an Intech engine from Briggs & Stratton, but this is the 17 horse Kohler. So I just want to loosen these up. And obviously we're going to need this mechanism here, so that's probably, let me get this, I'm just going to take this breather off of here, off the valve cover, because it's easier. So the garage is full. I don't want to drop any of these on the ground, and it's warm out today, so. Alright, so there's going to be some linkages here, obviously, that we're going to have to disconnect. But this piece here, I'm going to go ahead and clean it up, but leaving this breather on here is going to be a little easier, because to get in there, you know, just take it off the valve cover. We're going to reuse this. This actually looks kinked. So Next part is getting this carburetor off, which it's ready to come off, but we got these little mechanisms to tend with. And most of the time, well, this one might be a little easier to do if we can get it. Yeah, we can get this off. So this is going to slide off, make life a little easier. Then you just take your little Z-bends off. Probably should have blew this out to begin with, but we're replacing the carb, so it don't matter. Your Z-bend, just work out. Yeah, it's got 20 years of crud in there probably. Yeah. Come out of there. See, it's just a little Z-bend. Both of them. Being problematic just because it's so gummed up. Alright, so there's a ground down here. We gotta relieve the ground and take this off your fuel line. So far it's nothing to it. Looks like a carb's full. Looks like an Allen wrench or something. Yeah, let me get an Allen wrench to relieve that. And this carburetor is pretty much junk, but I think the new one comes with a gasket. So before I disturb that, let me go get the other parts and get some air and clean this up a little bit, because I don't want anything to get in the engine. But I'll be right back. Alright, so this kit came with an air filter, the pre-filter, a fuel filter, of course the carburetor, which we're going to have to match that up, also a spark plug, and just the gasket, and okay, so I got a ground. This is a little different than what I got here. I just got the one lead here, which is this fella, and they have it where this would plug into here, and then I don't have this mechanism, but if you do, you just use that one. This one's got a separate ground to the block, so with a gasket, two gaskets, inner and outer. So this is the carburetor. I just wanted to make sure it's the one, because if it isn't, then you got a problem. So it is the one, even though the solenoid is different, shorter, doesn't matter. And it doesn't have, as you can see there, it doesn't have, well, it does. I thought it didn't have a low speed or air fuel mix adjuster, but it does. A little screwdriver there. This one sticks out, this one's in there. So same carb. I just want to make sure it was the same deal. Alright, so let me disconnect this ground and get to business. So if you were having a problem, or you couldn't get your carb off there like I did to get to them Z-bends, you can also take it off, which this just fell off, but this piece going to your governor, it's just a little plastic piece that fits in behind here, and then this just gets plugged in here, and then it gets snapped in. So you can unsnap it from there and take it out from the governor if that was easier for you. So let's see. Clean it up a little bit, put a gasket on, put the carb on. Whoop, where'd the carb go? Put the carb on the right way. Right. This is a secondary gasket. Let's see. Will all these hook up? Z-bend. This actually looks a little bit. I should. And this fella here. I just want to dry fit this just to be sure. We got the right fella. And we do. Alright. So because the governor is already unhooked, we do have to hook this fella up, which is no problem. Z-bend. Put her on. Z-bend. Uh-oh. Discrepancy. We have a discrepancy. There's a plastic piece in here New carb didn't come with it. You have to get, be careful not to break these ears off. Otherwise you're going to have to come up with some other alternative plan. We just need to get these, I don't know if you can see that, little plastic bushing out of there and sent back into here without breaking it. Goes. Now, I can stick this fella in there. In case you get confused, this rod, just the regular L goes to your governor, and the Z-bend goes to your carburetor. So we'll put the Z-bend in there. And then put this fella back on the the governor. Kind of flying a little blind here. It's got to go from the back side through. Told you this was easy. Snap your line back in. So if you can just slide it off like this, it'd be much easier because there's just not a lot of room here. Otherwise, you got to take off some more stuff. So we got our gasket, we got that. What's next? Where'd our other gasket go? There it is. Put that on. Let's hook up our ground. If your carburetor comes and it's a single, like my original one was, then you have to use just ground this to the carburetor, like the old one was. It just had a, just, I don't know if they had a bolt here, and that's how they grounded it. So you're gonna have to ground it to the carburetor. This one came with a dual setup, and I'm assuming yours will too, because that was the original carburetor. So that's probably what it's like that. Wrench. We're almost done. Now we got the extension. That's that. Plug this fella. Oop, hear that? That's the solenoid jumping back and forth. So you know that's working. Alright, now what? Let's put the air cleaner back on. I gotta clean that up first. There. So this should really take no more than 30 minutes. That's even with cleaning everything up. Like I said, it's easy. It's really simple to do. Put the breather back on. Two bolts. It's really all that's holding this thing together. It's just these two 10mm. And that's that. Torque them down to 1,000 foot-pounds. Where's my wrench? I keep losing my wrench. I don't know what the torque is. Right about there. Right? Alright, so what we got now? I'm not going to put this fuel filter on just to save a little time. Actually I could, because I've already got a piece. There's already a fuel filter in there. I could put this new fella on, but for right now I'm just going to not do that. Put this hose back on. Okay, so it's a little bit sloppy because the old one had stretched her out a bit, so you can see it stretched out. So I just cut a little piece off, get some new meat on there. That's if you have the slack, the room, which I do. Yeah, I got much better. that. Now this thing should start right up. Well, I guess after we put a spark plug in it. But might as well put this fella around here. Right. Wrong one. I think they sent the wrong one. So we're going to have to use the old one, unfortunately. Actually, let me go see if I got another one in stock. The correct one. Bastards. So usually these things come set up, the carburetor comes set up, just plug and play, right? You don't have to adjust it, but it does have that fuel air mix adjuster, that flathead screwdriver on the front here, instead of Bodie, instead of this fella here, which they had for the adjustment. Now they just got, you know, flathead that's flush, but like I said, normally you don't have to adjust them, but if you do, you can. Let's see if this thing will start up. I already turned the fuel on. We should be good to go. I already heard the solenoid click. It's warm out. Probably don't even need to choke it. Well, there you have it. You see how easy it is. Easy peasy. 1, 2, 3. I didn't have the camera on. This probably took 15 minutes, including cleaning. So, anyways, if you've got them symptoms where you think you got a dead battery, and you know it isn't that, and you know it's not that, it could be that you have your carburetor is your engine is full of gas because your carburetor's not stopping the flow. You get a new carburetor for 20 bucks. Comes with, like I said, an air filter, spark plug. Sometimes they come with an oil filter. But anyways, I gotta get this maniac on in control here. He's going bonkers. So that's all I got. Thanks for watching.